Hi viewers of Pure Fit Living, welcome to today's video, where we're diving into a topic that's scarier than finding a salad in your fridge after a night out strokes. We all know someone who's been touched by this, and today, we're arming you with the knowledge to potentially dodge a bullet. We're not talking about those little signs you see 5 minutes before. We're going deep undercover, a whole month before a potential stroke. Because, believe it or not, your body tries to warn you, but it speaks in subtle whispers, not screaming sirens. Think of it like this. Your body's dropping hints, and we're going to teach you how to be Sherlock Holmes, picking up on those clues before it's too late. We're talking 7 sneaky symptoms that could mean a stroke is lurking around the corner. We'll break down why they happen, what to watch out for, and most importantly, what to do if you see those red flags waving. Because trust me, when it comes to strokes, early detection is like having a health cheat code. It can mean the difference between bouncing back and facing some serious long-term consequences. So, grab your detective hats, Pure Fit fam, and let's get you fluent in stroke symptoms. Alright, first up, let's talk about the silent killer, the party crasher no one invites but always seems to show up. High blood pressure. You know how they say slow and steady wins the race? Well, with blood pressure, slow and steady is the path to a long and healthy life. But when your blood pressure is consistently high, it's like driving with your foot on the gas pedal all the time. It puts stress on your blood vessels, like a constant game of tug-of-war they never signed up for. Over time, those vessels can weaken, narrow, or even worse, rupture. And let me tell you, a ruptured blood vessel in the brain, that's a recipe for a hemorrhagic stroke, which is about as fun as it sounds. Now, on the flip side, if high blood pressure narrows those arteries supplying your brain, you're looking at a potential ischemic stroke. That's when the blood flow gets choked off, like trying to water a garden with a clogged hose. Not good. The bottom line is, managing your blood pressure is non-negotiable. Think of it as the ultimate form of self-care. Eat clean, exercise regularly, and if your doctor prescribes meds, take them like they're your VIP backstage pass to a long and healthy life. Okay, let's talk about fatigue. We've all had those days where we'd rather stay glued to the couch than face the world, right? But we're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill tiredness here. We're talking about that next-level exhaustion, the kind that makes you question if you accidentally ran a marathon in your sleep. If you're suddenly hit with this overwhelming fatigue, and it's not because you pulled an all-nighter binge-watching your favorite show, it's time to pay attention. This kind of fatigue can be your brain sending an SOS signal. It could be due to changes in blood flow up there, like an artery narrowing from plaque buildup or a pesky blood clot messing with the oxygen supply. Now here's the thing. Sometimes this extreme fatigue is a precursor to a mini-stroke, also known as a transient ischemic attack, or TIA. It's like a sneak preview, a warning shot across the bow, telling you something's not right. TIAs are temporary, thank goodness. The symptoms usually disappear within a few minutes or hours, but don't let that fool you. They're a serious wake-up call, a sign that a full-blown stroke could be on the horizon. So, if you experience this out-of-the-blue exhaustion, don't brush it off. Get yourself to a doctor faster than you can say double espresso. Let's talk about your peepers, those windows to the world. Now, we all know age can do a number on our eyesight, but if you experience sudden, dramatic changes in your vision, it's time to hit the panic button. We're talking blurry vision, double vision, difficulty focusing, anything that screams, "Houston, we have a problem." These visual disturbances can be a red flag that something's interfering with the blood supply to your brain. And you guessed it, that could mean a stroke is on the way. Imagine your brain is like a high-tech machine, and its power source is the blood flowing through those arteries. When a clot blocks one of those arteries, it's like cutting off the power supply. And suddenly, things start to malfunction. In this case, the malfunction might show up as vision problems. It's like your brain's way of saying, "Hey, something's not right down here. Get me some help." So if you experience any sudden changes in your vision, don't just chalk it up to needing new glasses or staring at your phone for too long. Get yourself checked out by a medical professional ASAP. Remember, early detection is key when it comes to stroke, and your vision is one of those early warning systems you definitely don't want to ignore. All right, let's talk headaches, because who hasn't experienced the joy of a pounding head? But we're not talking about your average, "I need more coffee" headache here. We're talking about the kind of headache that hits you like a freight train, the kind that makes you want to crawl into a dark room and never come out. If you experience a sudden severe headache, especially if it's the worst headache of your life, it's time to call 911. This kind of headache can be a sign of a hemorrhagic stroke, which is when a blood vessel in your brain bursts. Think of it like a pipe bursting in your house, except instead of water, it's blood leaking into your brain. Not a pretty picture, right? Now, not all headaches are created equal, and not all strokes are preceded by headaches. But if you experience a sudden severe headache that's out of character for you, it's always better to err on the side of caution. Don't try to tough it out or pop a few painkillers and hope for the best. Get yourself to the ER immediately. Remember, time is brain when it comes to stroke, and the faster you get treatment, the better your chances of a full recovery. Chapter 5: Numbness and Weakness. When your limbs go on strike. Ever felt that weird pins and needles sensation in your arm or leg after you've been sitting in the same position for too long? That's your body's way of saying, hey, move it or lose it. But if you experience sudden numbness or weakness in your face, arm, or leg, especially on one side of your body, it's time to take it seriously. This could be a sign of a stroke, and trust me, it's not something you want to mess with. Think of your brain as the control center for your body, sending signals through your nervous system to tell your muscles what to do. When a stroke occurs, those signals get disrupted, kind of like a power outage in a specific neighborhood. The result? Numbness or weakness in the areas controlled by the affected part of your brain. You might experience drooping on one side of your face, weakness in one arm or leg, or difficulty speaking. Now, here's the good news. If you act fast, you can minimize the damage. Stroke treatment is most effective when it's administered within the first few hours after symptoms appear. So, if you notice any sudden numbness or weakness, don't wait to see if it goes away on its own. Call 911 or get yourself to the ER immediately. Chapter 6: Speech Problems when words get lost in translation. We all have those moments where we struggle to find the right words, like when you're trying to explain something complex or you're put on the spot in a meeting. But if you suddenly find yourself slurring your words, struggling to form sentences, or having trouble understanding what others are saying, it's time to pay attention. These speech difficulties, known as aphasia, can be a sign of a stroke, and they're often accompanied by other symptoms like facial drooping, arm weakness, or confusion. Imagine your brain is like a vast library, filled with words, phrases, and the knowledge of how to use them. When a stroke occurs, it's like someone went into that library and rearranged all the books, making it impossible to find what you're looking for. The result? You know what you want to say, but the words just won't come out right. Or you can hear people talking, but you can't make sense of what they're saying. Aphasia can be incredibly frustrating, both for the person experiencing it and for their loved ones. But the good news is that with the right therapy and support, many people are able to regain their speech and language skills. Chapter 7: Neurological Glitches. When your brain sends mixed signals. Our brains are amazing, complex organs, but sometimes they can throw us a curveball. We're talking about those weird neurological symptoms that seem to come out of nowhere, like sudden dizziness, loss of balance, nausea, or even vomiting. Now, these symptoms can be caused by a whole host of things, from migraines to inner ear infections to anxiety attacks. But if they come on suddenly and are accompanied by other stroke symptoms like facial drooping, arm weakness, or speech difficulties, it's time to seek medical attention immediately. Think of your brain as a high-performance engine, firing on all cylinders. When a stroke occurs, it's like throwing a wrench into that engine, disrupting the smooth flow of information and causing all sorts of problems. These neurological symptoms are your brain's way of telling you that something's wrong, and it needs help fast. Don't ignore these warning signs, especially if they're accompanied by other stroke symptoms. Get yourself to the ER or call 911 immediately. So there you have it, PureFit Fam7 sneaky signs that a stroke might be lurking in the shadows. Remember, knowledge is power, and knowing these symptoms could be the difference between a healthy life and a life forever altered. If you experience any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 or get yourself to the ER faster than you can say brain health. It's always better to be safe than sorry, and early detection is key when it comes to minimizing the damage from a stroke. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. The more people who know the signs of a stroke, the more lives we can save. Stay healthy, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.